Thanks to the support as a channel member, Harvey2478. Well, they broke our hearts this time last year at Norwich, and we have got to get past them again. Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. It's me versus Moron one more time. Welcome to Club 5, Part 9 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have both legs of our Champions League quarter-final against Paris Saint-Germain. Since you were last with me, we have continued to plug away at La Liga. As you can see, we are still top of the table. Barcelona still very much going win for win with us, though. We are both hitting, or have hit, very good form at the same time. Atletico are knocking around the place as well. But it really does look like it's going to come down to us or Barcelona. What an unusual state of affairs for La Liga to be in, I hear you cry. But that's not the focus today. The focus is the Champions League and Paris Saint-Germain. A little reminder, actually it was the semi-final last year rather than the quarter-final. But last year's semi-final against Norwich, they beat us 1-0 at their place in the first leg. Moron scoring. And then came back to Carrow Road, a 3-3 draw, Moron getting involved again, and hearts were broken. PSG went on to lose the Champions League final against Bayern Munich, who they've knocked out this year. They've already dealt with one of the best teams in Europe. Bayern Munich are gone. If we can get past PSG, I mean, I want to say it's a nice route through to the final. We've got the complicated route. Even if we get past PSG, we've got Barcelona or Manchester City tomorrow. Meanwhile, Norwich have just got to cruise past Arsenal and then Hertha Berlin or Juventus. It feels like this is Norwich's year, but if anyone wants to spoil their fun, it's me. Let's go play our first leg against PSG. This is the team we're sending out there. We're at home first, which is not ideal, but we've just got to win the match. If we win the match, we'll be fine. It's really simple. If we just win all our matches for the rest of the season, job done. Easy peasy. Silver in goal, a back four of Mikotadze, Atundi, Mikhailov and Rafalski. Carlos Vitor at the base of the midfield. Bell and Lopez ahead of him. Koulibaly then behind Mansa and Adeyemi up front. This team has very much taken on a first 11 kind of shape over this second half of the season, and this is that first 11. It's a little bit harsh on Vinicius Jr. that he's not part of it, but Adeyemi and Mansa have been doing really rather well up front together since they've joined up there. And although neither of them, of course, were in the team in the first half of the season when Vinicius was rattling home the goals, it just seems like a stronger partnership than Koulibaly and Vinicius was. So we're going with it for now. Vinicius, he's still young. He's got time to force his way back into the team. He hasn't. He's done. He is done. Oh, my word. I thought we were going to score an absolute screamer to open the scoring there. Alas, it goes wide. And how on earth have they still got so many real-life players in their team? This is a very, very aging PSG team. That little sequence there was Donnarumma to De Ligt to Upamecano. Pedri had the ball there. These are, it's not even Wonder Kid 11. These are players who are already beyond Wonder Kid in real life. They must be a very, very old team, which suggests this is probably going to be their last chance to pick up a Champions League altogether before this team has to be disassembled and rebuilt. That sounds like that might be an interesting job, but not until we've been to Dortmund. I'm just planning a full-on European tour at this point. I'm having such a lovely time in this save. This is probably my favourite save I've ever done. I'm really, really enjoying it. So who knows? We might end up at PSG one day. We probably won't, but never say never. This save, I feel like, has some twists and turns in it yet. Arsenal are 1-0 up over Norwich. Manchester City beating Barcelona 2-0 at the Nou Camp. It's looking good for them, and it's not looking ideal for us at the moment. This is our home leg. We really need to win the home fixture because we know how good PSG can be at their place. Koulibaly with the free kick, and Donnarumma is there to push the ball around the post to make the save. And we've got a corner now. Koulibaly, a goal here would be really, really handy. Lopez is there but can't get a full connection on it. It goes behind for a goal kick. The highlight ends. And we are creating stuff. We have been marginally the better of the two teams, but PSG are just doing an excellent job of just shutting us down. They've got that back five, back six, including Donnarumma, of players who, I mean, that was close. But they've got players who, yes, they're getting on a bit, but they are absolutely riddled with experience, and they just know how to shut a game down. And that's exactly what they're doing here today. Lopez to Mansour. Now, Etundi, I don't really know what he's doing out there at left back. He's not playing left back, but clearly just filling in a role. Total football from us at the moment. That's what you're witnessing. Bell to Adeyemi. Back to Carlos Vitor. And their ball over the top to Adeyemi, who's got in behind the back three for the first time all day. And unfortunately, although he can lift it over Donnarumma because Donnarumma is enormous, lifting it over him isn't enough to grab the goal, and it ends up bouncing off the top of the crossbar. That was the best chance we've had, but I feel like it might be time to get Vinicius Jr. involved. So we're going to bring him on in place of Mansour, who's been very quiet today. Demir is going to come on for Koulibaly. We're bringing on all the old men. And then club captain Carrera going to come on in midfield. I'm very tempted to go attacking, but because it's still effectively the first half of the tie, we're not going to. We're going to try and keep things tight, knowing that they're going to have to attack us a little bit more in that second leg at their place. And I guess we'll just have to go there and beat them if we can't beat them here. We've been knocking on the door. They're very difficult to break down. Well, that wasn't ideal. We're going to go and play our league game off camera against Real Sociedad. And then we're back 7 days' time, second leg, which will be coming up for you now. Oh, nice big 5-0 win over Real Sociedad, whilst Barcelona continued to win as well with a 4-0 win of their own over Atletico. It really is going to come down to the wire. We've got this head-to-head advantage over them, and we just got to hope we continue at least matching their results, and we should be fine. But with that result, it does confirm our qualification for the Champions League next year, which in turn means we get budgets. Budgets are going to be crucial. Ideally, what we want to see here is go get Sergio Delgado budget. I'm not that confident that's what we're going to see, but big budget, please. That's not a very big budget. That's less money than I was being given at Norwich. Now, obviously, that's less transfer money. It does have a much, much bigger wage budget, but we're not a million miles away from that wage budget as it stands. I guess we'd have to sell significant players to go and get Delgado. What we could potentially do is get the ball rolling on a move for Damien now and get that one lined up because we know that's a high priority and take it from there. And hope we can get that. See, why do they all want crazy money to come and sign for me? This is absolutely bonkers. How much are you on? See, he's on crazy money where he is. That's the problem. And the other thing, of course, is he is going to come in and be our main striker for the next 5 years. So I can understand why he is looking for a big pile of cash. But this is a very big pile of cash. But I guess for context, Shoulder Up was on more than that. So hopefully that's Damien confirmed. Felipe Lopez being a bit weird about being asked to chat to the guy. And that's one less headache for the summer then, if we've got Damien sorted. So second leg then against Paris Saint-Germain, and we go back to the first choice team. No Damien, very sad. I think this is the exact same 11 as we had in the first leg. And we just need to go out there and win the football match. It's as simple as that. We are level from the first leg. They're going to have to be a little bit more attack-minded in this second leg. They can't just sit back, keep men behind the ball and wait like they did in the first leg. Surely that they're at their own ground. And if they do that, fingers crossed it will backfire on them. And Adeyemi or Mansour or Koulibaly can break free and grab a goal, because it just seems like such a negative way to play in the Champions League. But looking at how cagey the game has started, it looks like they are doing exactly the same thing again, still with the back three, the flat three in midfield as well, just sitting there, letting us have the ball. I mean, okay, they've had 57% of possession, so they're not letting us have the ball. It's difficult to say what's going on with no highlights. I suspect they're just knocking it around in that back eight and not really creating anything, and we're just kind of countering it and waiting for our opportunity. There comes the cross from Rafalski. Little bit of potential chaos in the penalty area, but Donnarumma deals with it, and we've got Mikotadze in a lot of space on this left-hand side. This would be a great moment to grab a goal. Cross to Adeyemi, and Adeyemi is there, and that's the moment we needed just on the stroke of half-time. Karim Adeyemi puts us 1-0 up in the second leg, 1-0 up in the tie overall, and now in this second half, PSG have to attack us, and if they don't, we're definitely beating them, and if they do, we're really good at counter-attacking. That is a huge moment, a huge goal. Just keep doing stuff like that, lads. That's all we need. What we don't need is them to score from a set piece right at the start of the second half. We've managed to get it clear, and that's one of their strikers who they've left back and on cover, and it's now made him all the way back to Donnarumma, who, as I know from the Streamer Showdown, is someone they should have sent forward for the corner rather than leaving him back. He is quite the goal threat from corners. Pedri in mid, of course, another one of my old boys. And there's Moron, the man who ruined everything for us last year. And this time we've got across and stopped him from ruining today just yet. But Pedri's going to take another corner from them. We're already seeing more attacking intent from Paris Saint-Germain in this second half. They've had a couple of corners now. They are getting the ball forward a little bit more, but they are still playing this very defensive-looking system. But they are getting a little bit more in terms of attacking positions, at least in this second half, albeit without absolutely bombarding us with attempts on goal. But they've won the ball back here on the edge of their own area and are trying to work it around us nicely while we're trying to press them and close them down. And now they've got a chance with Marcos, who was trying to play it in, looking for Moron, but Mikhailov is there to head clear, but it's back with their wing back. And now Moron has the ball again. Can we just kick him, but not in a way that leads to a penalty? That's really what tackling, you could probably call it, is what we're looking for against Moron. And you've got to think the likes of Pedri surely are going to be tiring. Pedri, De Ligt, Upamecano. I know we've got Adeyemi who's in a similar boat, but we've only really got the one old man. They've got 5 or 6 of them. And it's another corner. They're getting a lot of set pieces, and now Lopez looking to break clear, but the highlight just disappears. And they're still, in fact, they've put Pedri up in behind their strikers now. So they are trying to do something. They've gone a little bit more attacking, trying to get Pedri a little bit more involved. And it makes me wonder if we should counter what they've done by swapping Vitor for Atundi and having someone who's a little bit more defensive minded in there rather than the playmaker. And I think that is exactly what we're going to do. Vitor needs to come off anyway, and Atundi can go in there and just be a defender against a more advanced Pedri. Lopez is going to come off for club captain Carrera. And then for my final change, I think Rafalski has to come off because he's tiring. What we've done there is made a bunch of changes that aren't going to help us go and grab a goal if PSG score. Not having Vinicius on the pitch could really, and Demir, they're both obviously going to be very useful, lots of experience. But I think we're in a position where we have to think a little bit more about securing up the defence, keeping the energy in midfield, and hoping that that's enough. I can't imagine our attackers are going to be involved very much in the final 20 minutes of this game. Moron is in again, and that is the last thing we wanted to see, although the referee's got his finger in his ear. Is it going to be disallowed for offside? It didn't look offside to me, to be fair, but it has been disallowed. Another massive moment. Moron denied. Pedri to Marcos, and he is well offside. I don't even know what I was looking at there. I'm obviously not in the habit of looking along that line the moment the ball is passed, and we've got 10 minutes to go now. I know the comment section is screaming at me to come off positive mentality, drop a man back, all that kind of stuff. It's not what we do. It's hands on heads, change nothing time. We've played this system for the first basically 2 full games of this tie. There's no reason to change it now. Moron scored. Oh, I hate Moron so much. Oh, and now all of the momentum is with them. And I think we're going to be moroned again for the second year in a row. Maybe we should go sign him. Right, we've encouraged the boys. We're still not looking to do anything crazy extravagant. I'd like to think that with them attacking, opportunities will present themselves for us to grab a goal. I'd really love to be able to bring Vinicius on now. But the lad's retiring, and now Pedri, how is he still full of this amount of energy? I don't understand. Cross comes in again looking for Moron, and they're going to score again here, and it just feels inevitable. Oh, what has Marina just done? That's not how it was supposed to go. Oh, that's terrible. Sometimes there's no accounting for that. There's nothing I can do as the manager that stops that from happening. Sometimes the game just decides you ain't winning. Welcome to one of those times. And now we're not even going to get a highlight, are we? No? Brilliant. The Moron and Marina show. Norwich have beaten us. So Norwich are into the semi-final again. They're going to go and win the whole thing. Our showdown with them has to wait. Oh, frustration. Real frustration. Because we did so well for so long. Next year, I guess, with Damien. And now I need a new defender as well, because Marina's done. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.